Welcome to NEXTGames' Intense Ambuscade series, February 2026 against Fomor and an Ahriman. Now, the last time we saw this run was exactly 2 years ago, and it can provide a pretty easy run for both soloers and party players, as long as some of the Fomor that can spawn are ignored. Now in this video, I'll discuss key item acquisition, go over both solo and party strategies while you watch me solo this month's run on normal with my well-geared ninja, and then on easy with my ninja using only ambuscade gear and weapons and allowing myself no gear swaps. First though, let's talk about key item acquisition. Now this month you need 1 undead kill for your first run of the day, and 3 undead kills for multiple runs in the same day. I normally go to Fei Yin, home point number 1 or 2 for these kills, as there are some ghost and Fomor nearby that give experience that will count for these key items. This will undoubtedly not be enough on the more populated servers, so if you have a good spot to get the key item this month, be sure to mention it down there in the comments. Now, onto the run itself. Now the main enemy this month is the red mage Ahriman, called Bozetto Deathsinger. Now this enemy has very few hit points and can be taken out with just a handful of weapon skills. However, chain spell will be used around 75% health, and if any Fomor are alive, the Deathsinger is going to spam death during chain spell, which will spell the end of your run. Now the Deathsinger is immune to sleep, but he can be stunned. So we will need to take out the Fomor before we take out that Deathsinger. Now how many Fomor exist in the battlefield is dependent on the difficulty that you're taking it on. On the very easy difficulty, there's only going to be 2. On easy, there will be 3. On normal, 4. On difficult, 6. And on very difficult, 8 will be present. Now on the very difficult difficulty, about the only thing that can sleep them is Bard's Sleep. But on the lower difficulties, you can sometimes get away with Elemental Seal's Sleep, even though I don't use that in my strategy. Now if you plan to sleep them, you can sleep them for up to 5 minutes, but keep in mind you won't be able to sleep them again when they wake. They basically build a resistance very quickly. This is also why you want to be sure to pull the Ahriman away from the Fomor, as if the eye uses Curaga when near all the other enemies, it's going to wake them all, and of course you're not going to be able to sleep them for the rest of the fight. Now there are a total of 16 different Fomor that can spawn, each representing one of the original relic weapons. This means the Fomor present will dictate the difficulty of your run more than anything. It's going to be completely random. Therefore, I'll go over each of the Fomor and what to expect. Each of them can use their respective SP abilities, so keep that in mind. Now at the start of every run, I always start by killing any mages or support jobs that are present. Now if multiple ones of these are present, I kill in the order of Molinir, which is a white mage, Claustrum, which is a black mage, and then Galahorn, who is a bard. Next, you want to take out the damage dealers. This includes Amano, who is a samurai, Apocalypse, who is a dark knight, Bravura, which is a warrior, Mandau, which is a thief, Ragnarok, which is a dark knight, and Svard, which is a monk. Now you can really kill these in any order you wish, but I normally leave the monk for last, as if there are multiple enemies on you at the same time, and you have to deal with 100 Fist, it can be dangerous. After all the damage dealers are dealt with, next take out the rangers, who are Annihilator and Yo Chino Yumi. Now make sure you have shadows up, as they will use Eagle Eye Shot sometime when fighting them, and it can one-shot you. If you're on ninja, I recommend having Migawari up when fighting the rangers. Next, you want to take out Gungnir, who is a dragoon who will often gain shock spikes, which will slow down your run dramatically and get in the way of keeping hate and keeping shadows up, so you need to use extreme care when fighting him. After he's dead, you want to take out Aegis, if you've chosen to take him on. Now, the reason I say that is because this is a very slow fight, as he has massive defense. Taking on Aegis is normally going to slow your run down by about 5 minutes or even more. This leaves 3 Fomor that we have not talked about yet. 2 of them are Gutler, who is a Beastmaster, and Kukoku, who is a ninja. Now Gutler will charm you, which will make you lose all of your trust, and Ninja will use Majin Galkri at low hit points if it's allowed to go off, which can kill everyone including you if Migawari's not up. Now if these 2 are both present, I recommend killing the ninja first by trying to kill him with a 4 or 5 step skill chain, trying to kill him on that final step. This means we've saved Gutler for last, as you will almost always get charmed when fighting him. The one main workaround for this is you want to try and have your trust tank during this particular enemy, so that charm is used on him. Now this isn't entirely necessary, as another option is just to go ahead and let yourself be charmed, and then of course all your trust are going to be unsummoned, but you usually at that point only have a weapon skill or 2 worth of health left of the Beastmaster, and the Ahriman enemy usually only takes a few weapon skills as well, so you're actually not in too much of risk, as usually you're only about a minute or 2 away from finishing the fight once you reach this point. Now the one Fomor I haven't mentioned yet is named Excalibur. Now this Fomor has similar defense to the Aegis Fomor, but also has very powerful Enlight effect on his melee attacks that can one-shot most players. Now taking him out solo can slow your run down by about 5 minutes or more because of that massive defense, and then in addition to that you're now dealing with the huge risk of being able to be taken out by a single melee round attack. Now due directly to how much that the Paladin Fomor can slow your run down, I recommend that if they're present on the battlefield when you first enter, just warp out or run up to the enemies and let them kill you since there's no experience loss, and then re-enter the battlefield for a completely random new selection of Fomor. So that's about it in regards to what each of the Fomors do and the order I'll suggest killing them in. For trust selection, I usually go with my usual haste cap and healing setup, with the addition of Arc EV, as he can help take some pressure off of you, tanking at least one of the enemies while you're dealing all the damage. For lesser geared players whose runs may go a little bit longer, don't forget to bring Sethtis to continually restore HP, MP, and TP to your party. Now for party players this month, you want to focus on being able to use Bard to sleep all of the Fomor at the start of the run. A tank then needs to pull the Deathslinger away while the rest of the group kills the Fomor. Now since the Fomor are sleeping, you want to be sure to either save the White Mage for last, or pull them far away from the rest of the group when fighting them to make sure they do not wake everyone up. Now on the plus side, with the exception of the Bard for sleep, lots of jobs can be useful this month at cutting through these Fomors, so feel free to get creative with the party setups. That's about all I have to share for this month's run. I hope you found that helpful. Enjoy the rest of the battle again.